The stars stretched endlessly across the dark sky, cold and distant. In this quiet emptiness, the alien fleet moved with confidence, their sleek ships cutting through space like predators. They had ruled this part of the galaxy for centuries. Nothing could challenge them. At least, that is what they believed. Far away, a faint blip appeared on their sensors. It was small, almost insignificant. The aliens barely noticed it at first. Their commanders laughed at the readings. Another human signal? Impossible, one hissed. Humans are weak. Their technology is primitive. This is nothing. But the blip kept growing, moving faster than any human ship should be able to. The alien fleet tightened their formation, curiosity turning into cautious concern. Their instruments began to act strangely, showing conflicting data. Something was different. Something unusual. The alien leaders gathered on their main ship. "Check it again," one ordered, voice sharp and commanding. "This cannot be real. Humans do not have warships. Not at this distance, not at this speed." The sensors flashed red, warning of an approaching object. The fleet froze. The strange object was no longer a tiny blip. It was massive. It glowed with a faint blue light, pulsating like it had its own heartbeat. The alien officers stared at the display in disbelief. One alien, the youngest captain in the fleet, whispered, "It can't be. That is a human ship?" The room went silent. No one answered. The blip was now large enough to see clearly. The alien fleet screens displayed it fully. Its design was unlike anything the aliens had seen. Sleek, powerful, and radiating a strange energy. It moved gracefully, almost as if it was alive. On the bridge, the lead commander banged his claw on the console. "Open communications," he barked. "Tell it to identify itself." The screen blinked, but there was no response. Silence. Nothing. The human ship continued to drift closer, unmoved by the alien fleet surrounding it. The air, if they had air, would have been thick with tension. The aliens whispered among themselves. "Are we under some trap? Is this some human trick?" Meanwhile, inside the human ship, everything was calm. Humans moved efficiently in their stations, monitoring alien communications, analyzing the fleet. They did not panic. They had trained for this. This moment had been predicted, calculated down to every detail. The human ship glowed brighter. Alien sensors went haywire, unable to measure its energy output. The aliens panicked. Some ships tried to move closer, some moved back. None could predict what the humans would do. None could even touch them. "Is this some kind of weapon?" another alien captain asked, fear clear in his voice. "Our scanners. They can't detect its systems. Its shields. They are untouchable." The human ship did not fire. It did not attack. Yet, the alien fleet felt a strange pressure, as if the humans did not need to. Just its presence was enough. Fear spread like wildfire. Every alien felt it. Cold, sharp, paralyzing. They were facing something they had never imagined. Something impossible. The young captain, still staring at the screen, whispered again. "Humans. They said humans were weak. They lied." Inside the human ship, a calm voice echoed through the bridge. "Maintain position. Observe. Let them see our power, but do not engage yet. We have the advantage." The aliens moved in confusion, their weapons ready but ineffective. They could not understand the ship. They could not predict the humans. Every command felt useless. Every calculation wrong. The human ship slowly advanced, steady and unstoppable. Alien ships tried to form a defensive line, but their efforts were clumsy, uncoordinated. Panic took over. Orders collided with orders. Confusion replaced confidence. On the human bridge, the crew worked silently, eyes scanning, fingers adjusting controls. They were patient. They had seen countless simulations of this moment. Now it was real. The alien commander slammed his claw on the console. "Attack! Do not let it approach." Lasers fired, energy beams shot toward the human ship. The alien fleet held its breath. But the beams bounced harmlessly off the invisible shields. The human ship was untouchable. The aliens had no idea how to fight it. Their own weapons betrayed them. A tremor of fear passed through the alien ranks. The youngest captain looked at the glowing human ship, and his voice shook. It is real. The humans, they are real. The human ship paused, hovering in space, just beyond the alien fleet. It emitted a low hum, resonating with power. The aliens could feel it. Their systems failed. Their ships shuddered. No one dared move. Time seemed to stretch. The aliens had ruled the stars, thought themselves supreme, and now they realized they were insignificant. One human ship had stopped an entire fleet without a single shot. And in that moment, the galaxy changed forever. The humans did not speak. They only watched. Patient. In control. The aliens whispered in fear, finally understanding that humans were not what they had believed. Humans were something more. Something powerful. Something unstoppable. The story of that day would travel across the galaxy. Aliens would talk about it in hushed tones, terrified of humans. They had doubted humanity. They had laughed. But now they knew the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were a force to be feared. And the human ship drifted silently forward, ready to show the galaxy its power when the time was right. The alien fleet trembled. Their weapons were useless. Their fastest ships had no chance. Every officer stared at the glowing human warship, unable to move. It was as if the ship had frozen space itself. On the bridge of the human ship, everything remained calm. The crew monitored alien movements, reading their confusion like an open book. Every calculation, every action of the aliens had been anticipated. Humans had prepared for this moment for decades. They did not panic. They did not rush. They had the advantage. The youngest alien captain whispered to himself, voice shaking. How can one ship do this? It is impossible. Humans, they cannot have this power. Around him, the fleet struggled to regain control. Commands were shouted, claws slammed against consoles, but nothing worked. The alien ships shook, systems failing one by one. Panic spread like fire. One of the alien commanders tried to fire a concentrated beam, hoping to break the human shields. The beam struck the human ship and vanished. Not a scratch, not a dent. The alien commander froze. His own sensors were lying to him. The human ship had become something beyond understanding. The human captain spoke softly to his crew, calm and precise. Maintain formation. Observe. Do not engage yet. Let them feel fear. It will serve us. Meanwhile, the alien fleet drifted, paralyzed by the unknown. Some ships tried to retreat, but a strange invisible force held them in place. Fear tightened around every alien like a vice. Their once confident eyes now showed panic. Send a message. Warn them. One alien shouted. Tell them to leave before it is too late. The communication officer typed frantically, sending messages to Earth. But the humans had already anticipated every move. They intercepted the alien signals and read them without effort. The aliens had no secrets. Slowly, the human ship advanced. It glowed brighter, radiating a quiet, deadly power. The alien fleet shuddered as if the ship itself breathed life into the darkness. Every alien knew instinctively, this was not just technology. It was something more. Something unstoppable. Some alien ships tried risky maneuvers, weaving between human energy fields, hoping to find a weakness. But each move failed. Their systems shut down or misfired. Fear turned into despair. The fleet that once ruled the galaxy now floated helplessly, unable to act. The youngest captain stared at the glowing ship, whispering again. We cannot fight it. Humans. They are not what we thought. The human captain observed quietly. No orders, no panic, just calm calculation. Every alien fear, every hesitation, every failed attack, made the humans stronger. They did not fire a single weapon yet, and still, the aliens were paralyzed. A silence fell over the galaxy. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of awe, of fear, of something primal. The aliens could sense power they had never imagined. They realized their dominance was gone. They realized humans were not weak. They realized humans were superior in ways they could not understand. On the bridge of the alien flagship, The lead commander slammed his claws on the console, rage mixing with fear. "Attack! Attack them now! Destroy them before they—" But before the words could leave his mouth, a subtle vibration ran through the alien fleet. Their engines slowed. Weapons failed. Communications failed. The human ship remained perfectly still, perfectly calm, perfectly untouchable. In that moment, the alien fleet understood the truth. This was not just a warship. This was a weapon of fear, a tool of power, a symbol of something far beyond them. They had laughed at humans. They had mocked Earth. And now they had seen reality. They were insignificant. The human ship floated silently, glowing, observing. It did not fire. It did not speak. It did not need to. Its presence was enough. Every alien officer felt it deep inside. They were outmatched. They were powerless. And the humans were in control. Some aliens began to retreat quietly, slipping away without order, desperate to survive. Others surrendered, unable to comprehend what they faced. The youngest captain whispered again, voice trembling, We cannot win. Humans. They are not what we imagined." And across the galaxy, in the silent void of space, the humans watched. Calm, patient, ready. They had shown their power without firing a shot. They had paralyzed an entire fleet with nothing but presence and technology beyond understanding. The aliens would remember this day forever. The story of the paralyzing human warship would travel faster than light, whispered in fear across stars and planets. Every alien would know the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were unstoppable. And the human ship continued its slow, steady advance, ready to decide the fate of those who had doubted humanity for too long. Far away from the stunned alien fleet, on Earth, humans moved quietly but with purpose. The bright cities of the planet seemed peaceful, but behind the walls of secret facilities, a storm of preparation had been brewing for decades. Scientists, engineers, and military leaders had worked together in complete secrecy. They had anticipated this moment, predicting first contact with hostile aliens long before it arrived. In a large control room, humans monitored star charts, spacecraft movements, and alien communications. They spoke in calm, precise tones. Every calculation, every strategy, every decision had been tested and retested in countless simulations. Humans knew what the aliens could do and, more importantly, what they could not. Energy shield stable, a technician reported. Navigation systems ready. Weapons offline until commanded. The captain of the human warship nodded. Good. Maintain position. Observe. They will act first. We only respond when necessary. The aliens had no idea what was coming. They believed humans were weak, unprepared, and technologically inferior. They laughed, thinking that Earth's defenses were a joke. But now, the first human warship was in front of them, calm, silent, untouchable, and powerful beyond imagination. On the bridge, humans watched the alien fleet with a quiet confidence. They did not fear the alien weapons. They did not panic at the strange, glowing ships before them. They had prepared for this day, knowing that human ingenuity and technology would make the difference. The youngest officer leaned forward and whispered, "It is incredible. They do not even seem human in their calm." The captain smiled faintly. "Calm is power. Panic is weakness. They will see both." Meanwhile, the aliens scrambled to understand the human warship. They scanned, probed, and fired weak energy bursts, all of which failed. The humans had designed their ships not only with strength but with stealth and intelligence. Alien sensors could not penetrate the hull. Their weapons were useless against the shields. Every move they tried was anticipated. The human crew worked quietly, adjusting minor controls, monitoring alien systems, and preparing for the next phase. They did not need to rush. Every second passed increased the psychological weight on the alien fleet. Every hesitation of the aliens was a victory for humanity. In a briefing room back on Earth, scientists discussed the human strategy. "They will not attack immediately," one said. "We let them panic. We let them doubt themselves. The warship alone is a message. A single human ship can paralyze an entire fleet." A general nodded. "Yes, they think humans are weak. They think they have the advantage. But we control the battlefield without firing a shot. The rest will follow when necessary. The humans had thought of every detail. Communications had been hacked in advance. Alien fleets had been analyzed. Possible responses predicted. Even alien psychology was considered. Fear and respect were weapons, and the humans wielded them expertly. Back at the alien fleet, commanders were growing desperate. Their systems were failing. Their ships were immobilized. They could not understand the calm, patient humans who held the power. And the more the aliens panicked, the more confident the humans became. The youngest alien captain stared at the human ship, voice trembling. They are thinking ahead. They knew we would react this way. This is not just power. This is intelligence. This is planning. Humans. The alien commander's claws shook on the console. We underestimated them. Entirely. How can one species have such control? On the human warship, the captain looked at the glowing alien fleet. Observation complete. They are ready to break. We do not need to force it. Let them feel the inevitability. In the silent vacuum of space, the human ship radiated power not through explosions or beams, but through the quiet, overwhelming presence of superior technology and intelligence. The aliens were trapped in fear of the unknown, and humans had mastered that unknown before it even appeared. The first move would come soon. The aliens would not know how it happened. They would not understand why they failed. Humans had made the galaxy a chessboard, and the alien fleet was the first piece to fall. And in that moment, even the youngest human officer understood the truth. This was just the beginning. Humans had shown their strategy, their foresight, their patience. The galaxy would soon learn that Earth was no longer a planet to be mocked. It was a power, intelligent, relentless, and unstoppable. The human warship drifted closer, silently observing the paralyzed alien fleet. Its crew did not celebrate. They did not show arrogance. They were calm. Every breath, every movement, every choice was calculated. The aliens did not yet see the full plan. They had only seen the first piece of humanity's power. The galaxy had changed. The aliens had realized that humans were not weak, and the humans were only beginning to show what they could do. The alien fleet floated in silence, frozen by fear. Their ships trembled, engines struggling to maintain power. Every officer stared at the glowing human warship, unable to act. They had never seen such calm, such control, such power. On the bridge of the human warship, everything was quiet, precise. Humans adjusted controls, monitored alien movements, and waited. They did not panic. They did not shout. They did not rush. Every human knew the moment had come. The captain spoke softly, calm but firm. Initiate first strike. Only enough to demonstrate our power. Do not destroy unless necessary. The crew nodded, fingers moving over controls. A faint hum filled the ship, low but vibrating through the void. The alien fleet did not notice at first, but then it began. A pulse of energy shot from the human ship. It was invisible at first, but the effect was immediate. Alien ships shuddered. Systems failed. Weapons froze in mid-charge. Engines stalled. The once mighty fleet could no longer move. "What is happening?" shouted one alien commander, claws pounding on his console. "Our ships. They cannot move. Impossible." The youngest alien captain's eyes widened in horror. "Humans, they are controlling everything." The human ship drifted closer, its glow intensifying. The aliens could sense the power, but they could not understand it. Their sensors, their weapons, their minds, all failed to grasp the technology before them. It was as if the human ship had become a force of nature, unstoppable and untouchable. Inside the human ship, the captain observed silently. "Check fleet status. Confirm paralysis field." "Confirmed, sir," a crew member replied. All alien vessels immobilized. Weapons offline. Communications failing. They cannot act. The aliens panicked. Orders collided with orders. Some tried to fire, some tried to retreat, but nothing worked. Their fleet was trapped. Every attempt failed. Fear spread like wildfire. The humans had not even fired fully, yet their presence and their strike had paralyzed an entire armada. The youngest alien captain muttered, voice trembling, They are unstoppable. One ship, one human ship, has done this. On the human bridge, there was no celebration, only calm observation. Every crew member knew that the strike was not about destruction. It was about control. It was about showing the aliens that humans were a force they could never ignore. The alien commander slammed his claws on the console in frustration. Attack! Attack them now! But the alien ships could not move. Their engines stuttered and failed. Lasers fizzled and died before leaving the barrels. Communication signals fractured and disappeared. They were trapped in their own fear, paralyzed by a power they could not fight or even understand. The human captain nodded. They understand. That is enough for now. Let them feel our presence. Let them fear. The lesson has begun. The aliens whispered among themselves, disbelief turning into terror. This cannot be real, one said. We were the strongest, and now. The youngest captain fell silent, staring at the human warship. He could feel the inevitability of defeat. We cannot win, he admitted quietly. They, humans, are beyond us. The human ship drifted closer, observing the alien fleet. It did not fire another shot. It did not need to. The pulse had demonstrated everything. Alien systems were frozen, alien minds filled with fear, alien pride shattered. Time stretched in the silence of space. The human warship glowed, calm and deadly, holding the galaxy in its hands without a single destructive blast. The aliens were paralyzed, powerless, and in awe. A message finally escaped from one alien vessel, trembling with fear. We surrender. We cannot fight this power. The human captain did not answer. They simply observed. They did not need words. The aliens had seen the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were powerful beyond imagination. Humans were unstoppable. And across the void, the human warship continued its steady drift. Its crew remained calm, patient, and ready. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. The aliens had doubted humanity. They had laughed at Earth. And now, one human ship had done the impossible. It had paralyzed an entire fleet and shown the universe that humans were not to be underestimated. The story of that day would echo across the stars. Aliens would whisper about the paralyzing human warship for generations. And humanity, patient and calculated, would watch, knowing this was only the beginning. The alien fleet shivered in space. Their engines sputtered, their weapons were dead, and their sensors gave only static. Every alien commander was shouting, but no one could move. Fear had frozen them. Some of the braver aliens tried to act. Small ships broke from formation, weaving through the invisible energy field surrounding the human warship. They hoped to find a weakness, a gap, anything to regain control. But every attempt failed. The humans had predicted it all. Invisible pulses of energy stopped the ship's mid-path. Weapons jammed. Engines stalled. Panic rose higher than ever. The alien captains could not believe what was happening. Is this magic? One whispered, shaking. No technology should do this. No ship should be able to control us. The young alien captain looked around his fleet. Ships that were supposed to be the strongest, the fastest, the smartest, now floated helplessly. Their leaders were paralyzed. Their pride was shattered. Inside the human ship, the crew watched carefully. They are trying to move, a technician said. All attempts blocked. Status: total control. The human captain nodded. Let them try. Every failure strengthens our position. Fear is a weapon. Let them wield it against themselves. Some alien ships tried desperate maneuvers. They fired erratically, breaking formation, hoping to escape. Lasers fizzled uselessly against the invisible human shields. Engines flared and died mid-flight. The humans did not need to fight. The aliens were defeating themselves with panic. The youngest alien captain whispered again, voice trembling, How can one species do this? They planned everything. They thought of everything. The alien commander growled in frustration. We underestimated them. Entirely. We cannot predict them. We cannot control this. We are weak, compared to one ship. The human ship floated silently, its presence a quiet threat. It did not fire, It did not attack, yet the alien fleet was paralyzed. Fear spread from one ship to the next like a virus. Every alien officer knew that they were trapped in a force far beyond them. Some ships began retreating slowly, hoping distance would save them. Others surrendered, unable to comprehend the humans' power. Communication signals sent cries for help across the galaxy, but no one came. Humans had already predicted every possible reinforcements or counterattack. The human captain spoke softly to the crew. "Observe. Let them understand our patience and control. They will break before they fight. Let their fear teach them." The youngest alien captain, finally trembling openly, muttered, "Humans, they are not weak. They are smarter, faster, better. One ship has destroyed our courage. One ship has shown us we cannot win." The alien fleet drifted, chaos inside every ship. The older commanders shouted, argued, and blamed each other. Their systems failed. Their pride collapsed. And the human ship remained calm, glowing, perfectly in control. Time seemed endless. Each failed attempt by the aliens made them weaker in spirit. Their fleet, once feared across the galaxy, now floated like helpless toys. One human warship had done the impossible. Finally, the lead alien commander bellowed in rage and fear. "Retreat! Fall back! Save what you can!" But retreat was no longer an option for most. Their engines would not respond. Their weapons would not fire. The humans had shown them a new reality: domination without violence, fear without force, control without combat. The human ship floated closer to the immobilized alien fleet. Patient. Watching. The galaxy had learned a lesson it could not forget. Humans were not weak. Humans were unstoppable. And in that silence, a truth became clear. Humans had mastered more than technology. They had mastered fear, strategy, and intelligence. And the alien fleet, trembling and broken, had no choice but to recognize it. The story of that day would echo across every star system. Aliens would whisper of the single human warship that paralyzed an entire fleet, a weapon not of destruction but of perfect control. And humanity, patient and calculating, would continue to watch, waiting for the next moment to show its power. The alien fleet floated helplessly in space. Their ships shook, systems failed, and panic spread through every vessel. For the first time, they understood that they were facing something far beyond their comprehension. Humans were not weak. Humans were a force to be reckoned with. On the bridge of the human warship, the captain spoke calmly. "Prepare the broadcast. Let all alien forces hear us. Let them understand that resistance is useless." The crew worked silently, activating communication arrays. A clear, strong message was sent across the void, reaching every alien ship in the fleet and beyond. "This is humanity. Your war is over before it begins. You have doubted us. You have mocked us. And now you see the truth. Your weapons cannot harm us. Your ships cannot move against us. Surrender, or face consequences you cannot imagine." Silence followed the broadcast. The aliens trembled. Some whispered among themselves, disbelief and fear mixing with awe. They had never imagined that humans could speak so confidently, so calmly, while controlling an entire fleet with a single ship. The youngest alien captain stared at the glowing human warship, voice trembling. They are real. All this power. One species. And they are calm." Some alien ships attempted to respond with threats, but their systems failed. Engines sputtered. Weapons jammed. Communications stuttered. Resistance was impossible. Humans had predicted everything. Every move, every countermeasure, every act of defiance had been accounted for. The lead alien commander banged his claws on the console in frustration. We cannot fight this. Every plan, every tactic, useless. Retreat, surrender, whatever it takes, we cannot fight them." One by one, alien captains began to send surrender signals. Ships stopped moving. Weapons went offline. The once feared fleet had fallen completely under human influence. The power of a single human warship had broken their pride, their systems, and their will to fight. The human captain observed quietly. No celebration. No arrogance. Only calm. Every alien surrender confirmed what the humans already knew. intelligence, strategy, and patience could conquer far more than raw firepower. Some smaller alien ships drifted away, hoping to escape, but even they would carry the message. Word of humans' power would spread faster than light across the galaxy. No alien would dare underestimate humanity again. The youngest alien captain muttered in awe, We thought humans were weak, primitive, nothing. But one human ship, has shown us everything. We cannot fight them. We cannot touch them." The human ship floated silently among the immobilized alien fleet. Calm, glowing, untouchable. It was not only a weapon, it was a symbol. A symbol of humanity's intelligence, patience, and mastery over fear and technology. The galaxy had changed. The aliens had learned to respect, to fear, and to honor humans. They had doubted humanity for centuries, but one demonstration had rewritten everything. One human warship had shown that humans were not to be underestimated. On Earth, humans continued their calm observation. They had achieved victory without unnecessary destruction. They had proven that patience, strategy, and intelligence could paralyze an entire fleet. And the galaxy would remember this moment forever. Even the youngest officer on the human bridge understood it. Humans were no longer a planet to mock or a species to underestimate. They were now a dominant power in the galaxy. And this demonstration was only the beginning. The alien fleet, broken, paralyzed, and humbled, drifted silently. Some ships were retreating slowly, carrying the story of the terrifying human warship. Others surrendered completely, ready to accept the new reality. The message was clear: humans were not weak, humans were intelligent, and humans were unstoppable. The human warship glowed in the void, calm and patient. The galaxy had learned a lesson that would echo for generations. And humanity, confident but restrained, was ready to show the universe that this power was theirs to wield wisely. The alien fleet drifted silently through space. Their weapons were offline, their pride shattered, and their minds filled with fear and awe. The once feared commanders whispered to one another, recounting what had happened. One human warship had paralyzed their entire fleet. One human warship had rewritten the rules of the galaxy. On Earth, humans watched the stars calmly. The crew of the warship remained vigilant, ready for anything, but the threat was over for now. They had demonstrated not only power, but intelligence, strategy, and patience. The galaxy had seen what humans were capable of. The young human officer looked out at the stars. "Do you think they'll ever challenge us again?" The captain shook his head slowly. "Some may try, but they will never forget this day. They will whisper about humanity in fear, and they will respect us. That is enough for now." Back in the alien fleets, stories began to spread. Rumors traveled faster than light. Tales of a human warship that could stop an entire fleet without a single destructive blast. Alien worlds spoke in hushed tones of the humans' calm, the precision, and the terrifying control they had shown. Fear and respect replaced arrogance. The youngest alien captain, once proud and confident, now trembled. "We thought humans were weak, but they are unstoppable. One ship changed everything. One species changed the galaxy." Humans returned home slowly, their warship leaving a trail of quiet legend across the stars. People on Earth never saw the full glory of the battle, but the leaders knew the truth. Humanity had become a new power in the galaxy, a force that could not be ignored, mocked, or underestimated. Even as humans celebrated quietly, the galaxy itself seemed to take notice. Alien fleets recalculated strategies. New treaties were formed. Plans for war were abandoned. The story of one ship had shifted the balance of power, proving that humans were not only clever, but patient, intelligent, and deadly when necessary. The human warship remained a symbol. Not a weapon of chaos, but a symbol of what humans could achieve when united by strategy, knowledge, and foresight. The aliens would carry the memory forever, a calm, glowing ship that paralyzed a fleet, a reminder that the underestimated can rise to become the unstoppable. Across the void, in the quiet corners of distant galaxies, fleets whispered in fear and admiration. They had doubted humanity, mocked Earth, and called humans primitive. But now, every alien who had seen that glowing warship knew the truth. Humans were powerful. Humans were clever. Humans were unstoppable. The captain of the human ship spoke softly to the crew as they drifted home. "This is only the beginning. We showed them our strength today. Tomorrow, the galaxy will know who we are, and no one will forget it." The crew nodded silently. Calm, patient, and ready. They had changed the galaxy without unnecessary violence. They had proven that intelligence, strategy, and foresight were more powerful than fear or aggression. And so, the humans returned to Earth. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. One species, underestimated for centuries, had risen to a place of respect and awe. Humanity's legacy was no longer hidden. It was glowing, unstoppable, and eternal. The stars stretched endlessly above, silent witnesses to the human rise. The aliens had doubted, feared, and surrendered. And humanity had proven that in the vastness of space, the underestimated could become the unstoppable, the calm could hold the power of an entire fleet, and the future belonged to those who dared to prepare, think, and act.